What's up, guys? It's June 5th, 2025. We had a pretty cool day today. Broad bear channel. Can make money on the long side and the short side. It was easier to make money on the short side. Yeah. Pretty early on, I said in the Discord, I was like, hey, I'm going to call it. A lot of overlap. I thought we were going to go sideways, and then we started getting legs down, so I started trading again. Pretty profitable day. It was nice. Hope you guys had a profitable day as well, cashing leg one, leg two moves. There were tons of them. I want to give a quick shout out to all subscribers and members. I'm going to be dropping a new members video this weekend. It's going to be about the trade setups I take, which are lately they've been more 50% pullbacks. But I trade support and resistance, breakout, pullback above the opposite bar, breakout, pullback with a wick trend bar. So you'll see a couple of examples of those today, and then the 50% pullbacks. I do like the 50% pullbacks just because it's kind of just like you just see the top of the breakout, get the bottom of the spike. And then look, you're going to get filled here, stop goes here, and you make your 1R. Same thing work for this leg. Put it at the top of the spike, you're going to get filled. I actually averaged in on this trade to get my price closer to the EMA, and then I scalped out on this bar. So I didn't catch this leg, so I wasn't sure. I thought this price action, how it rallied, was going to happen right around here because of this big tail. So what I was looking at was what I was thinking was this. But then it happened one more like that. So yeah, those are the three setups I'll be talking about this weekend. Stay tuned for that. Daily chart, weekly chart, daily chart. Bears trying to get a tail on today on the weekly bar, excuse me. Again, this tail is from all that selling. We saw those 3-4 legs down today. This bull body is from right around here. I also wanted to do just zone in a little bit on a multi-time frame. How do I say this? Multi-day market cycle. So we're going to look at the market cycle from a few days back because I thought it was really interesting how we had the nice rally, then we had a broad channel, bulls, and then we had a trading range, and now we're breaking out. So that's the market cycle all in a nutshell. But this time it's happened. And I always talk about the market cycle on a intraday perspective, but we can pull back and look at the market cycle. Actually started here, breakout, channel phase, deep pullback. Then they rallied for a few legs higher, and we've been going sideways. Somewhat of an expanding triangle. Expanding triangles are hard to trade. And then if you want to say that's the swing low right here, breaks out. Kind of actually break and retest. I didn't catch that intraday. So pretty interesting stuff from a market cycle perspective. I'll be going over that a little bit. We'll still go over the charts and trades, but I want to keep it under 20 minutes today. That's the weekly bar. That's the guts of the weekly bar. Daily chart. We've been going sideways, starting to coil up. We have a push 1, push 2, push 3, push 4, push 5. And yeah, we'll see what happens if bears get the breakout or bulls get the breakout. That's some of you know if you're in the Discord. I've been practicing how to automate some trades. There's two types of trades. There's mean reversion, and then there's breakout trades. And I wish I knew how to bring this chart over, but I just got I can't drag the chart over because I'm in a trade right because of the video and blah blah blah. But I just got filled on a mean reversion trade. So I'm gonna see if that works. That's pretty interesting to see it like come up with an idea, figure out how to program it with how I did with AI, and then you implement it. And now it's firing signals. It's trading on its own. But I'm waiting to do like 200 to 300 forward tests before I start showing it because it's only been automated for 1 day right now, and I'm up $40. That's pretty cool. But I'm trading one contract. It's very small. It's looking for very specific criteria. So, anyways, that's enough on that. Daily chart. We're going sideways. We're going to see which way bulls get the breakout or bears get the breakout. Here we are, 5-minute chart. Today's 5-minute chart. So I'm going to talk about the market cycle here. And then we'll do the daily breakdown a little bit quicker and at the end of the video near the trade breakdown. So we have a gap up. Okay, that's a breakout. Bar 1, it's an opposite bar, so that starts the channel phase. Really nice clean legs. 3 to 4 legs higher. And then finally, right, well, you could say bears made money here, but that was tough. Here was a climactic leg by the bulls, and then bears make money. Puts us into a trading range. Big up, big down. 78, 79, we're testing the breakout point right here. That causes a huge gap up. Problem with this gap up is it puts us right at the trading range swing highs. And then it sells off, in a very, very hard for the bears because they're deep pullbacks. So although it's selling off and we end up at a lower price, it kind of went down, sideways, down over a few days. Now, bringing us closer to today, we have a breakout here. So we could say market cycle is resetting because it's breaking out above the EMA. I'm talking higher time frame EMA, by the way. This one. So we get that breakout. And then that happens in the fashion of 3 legs. 1, pullback, 2, pullback, 3. Then bears make money. So now we're in the channel phase. Generally, bears shouldn't. So you could argue we're in a trading range too. You could argue since bears make money, we're in a trading range. But generally, there would be the trading range highs. Generally, bears don't make money. Give me 1 second here. Okay. And so I'm going to backtrack. Big up, big down. We're at a swing high here. And then the bulls get the breakout. Now bears are not actually making money all the way here. I think that's a better way to talk, but a better way to say it. Because here's a breakout, yeah, but then bears made money, so that's trading range. So here's the breakout, 57 through 60. Trapping bears at this swing high. And then they're unable to make money for about a day and a half. So here's half a day. Here's the next day. And then finally, bears make money on this leg down. It's short-lived. Leg 1, pull back leg 2, pull back leg 3. And then the bulls rally. Goes sideways, gaps up into the swing, and then sells off. Bears are now making money here and here. So definitely trading range behavior because both sides are making money. Here's the trading range. Bulls make money on the way up. Bears make money on the way down. That brings us into today's price action. What happens at the end of a trading range? A breakout. A breakout is the start to a new market cycle. And we saw earlier in the video, here's that break and retest. So we'll see what happens if this becomes a successful breakout and bears keep going down, or do the bulls rally back into the middle of this range, highs, and then break out. And then the same thing could happen for the bears or bulls. They rally above to a new high. If it fails, it reverses and sells off. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. Bar 1, we have a gap up, sells off, big bear bar closing below its midpoint, but it has a tail. We're in a bull regime. Bar 2, bear bar closing on its low. I took this short on NASDAQ. I shorted the 50% level here. Where's my trusty fibs? So I just pulled it. I think it looks good on this one too. Yeah. Filled, exited, 2-bar trade. Those are my favorite types. And then bar 4 becomes climactic, sells off, and then rallies back. Bar 5, inside bar, start to the third leg. Bar 6, start to the third leg, but I only see 2. Leg 1, pull back, leg 2. Here's the trend line break, pull back, leg 3. Inside bar, bulls get filled here. You can see that because on the tail of 8. So you could say this is the 4th leg that doesn't make a new low. It's a higher low. Bar 9, bull bar closing above its midpoint, but has a tail, and we're under both EMAs. Bar 10, 9 inside bar, but Charles won't take higher. It's a bear bar, could be a pullback to bar 9. Then we see a breakout, bar 11. There's a gap here. I'm working on a gaps indicator too. Yeah, that's gonna be fun. I'm gonna make my own gaps indicator. I really like programming with AI and making my own indicators, so stay tuned for that. It has to be tight. Gap here, bar 12, follow through. We now know bears are trapped at this swing. Right here, they're trying to get short under the EMA and they're trapped. 2 things can happen when bears get trapped. They can short higher and get out at break even, or they have to buy back shorts and it starts to trend. Bar 13 lets us know they had the first choice. They were able to short higher and get out at break even. Their fill price is here. They short more here. They get out for a little bit more money. They make money on bar 13. So that's something to be cautious about, because if this is the start to a rally, bears should not have been able to average in and get out. Nonetheless, the mean reversion trade is working. I wish there was a way to swap the... There it is. So real quick, Bollinger Bands breaks out, get filled on the upper band, and now my target's the middle band. That's just a little preview. That was an automated trade. It executed its own. I have my own day trading account here. I'm looking to get filled at the 50% level of this pullback. So this bar breaks out here. Also kind of lines up at the 50% from these 3 bull bars. 1, 2, 3 bear bar. Filled. I'm looking for a rally here. There it is. So now we'll see. I'm kind of hedged on one's Tradeify and one is Apex, so it's okay to be long and short. And anyways, they're two different stocks. This is NASDAQ, and that was. Wait, which screen am I on? Yeah, this is NASDAQ. Another one was Micro E-mini. So got some things going on. It's fun. I'm trading small, so just trying to practice. Pretty interesting stuff. Again, this was a 50% pullback trade, and it was a break-in retest because the bears I got short here have a stop loss. It gets ran on this bar, followed through with this bar. So I'm looking for a leg 1, leg 2. Leg 1, pullback, leg 2. It is hard being long and short on similar price action, but both trades are valid. I do actually think it'll play out because the stocks don't necessarily exactly follow each other. They have similar price action, but they're not always following each other. Bar 14 sells off. Bar 14's tail is a problem because it's breaking below the breakout point here, but you could argue that the first bull leg is hidden and it actually starts on bar 6 here. So leg 1, pullback, leg 2, pullback, like that was a bit deep. Excuse me, leg 1, pullback, leg 2, pullback, leg 3. The leg 3 ends up breaking out of this range here, 15. Problem with 15 is it has a big tail, so there's two-sided trading. Bears are getting short around the bar 1 high, and we see that with 14. They end up not being able to make money. It doesn't go below bar 1, so the bears that get short here, they don't have too much time to scalp out, maybe 5-10 minutes, 10 minutes max. Well, 17 and 18 are still under bar 1's high, so depending where their order is, there was some time for them. I think this leg is a problem because bears were making money, and now they got out here. And yesterday was a trading range, so if you're looking for an all-day rally, just think about the context. Market cycle, we're at the end of a trading range. Here, 3 bars, 17, 18, 19. Another gap here. And then it pulls back 20, bar 20. 20 is the first reversal. Problem is we're trading right below the high, so that's a hard fade. If you're going to buy 20, that's a hard fade. It's short-lived. 21, 22, 23, 24, 3 bar gap. I got stopped out. I had a limit order setting here, and I just pretty much got filled and stopped out, so that sucked. But I made decent money back on both legs down. So we have 3 gaps in a row. Trading ranges, gaps get filled, and then we have a weak third, fourth leg. You could say leg 1, leg 2, leg 3, pull back leg 4. And that was a lazy count. I was just counting the gaps as each leg. The real count could be starting from the 14 low, leg 1, pull back, leg 2, pull back, leg 3, pull back, leg 4. Trading range behavior, we're trading at new highs. Bears want to short that, hoping the market rallies back to the low and then it gets a breakout, doubling the range. Bar 30, what is that, 32? Bear bar closing on slow, wedge top. If you want to short this, you have to go for at least 2 to 1 because it's a reversal trade, so it's low probability. Going for 1 to 1 on reversals is a problem because it's not a problem. You can go for 1 to 1 if you're a scalper, but generally, if you're going to go for a reversal, you want to go for 2 to 1 because 40% of the time you're going to fail. Or how do I say this? The trader's equation. So with the trader's equation, if you're scalping 1 to 1, you have to win 60% of the time, and most of the time reversals fail. In this case, we're in a trading range, so it worked out. If you're going to go for 2 to 1, that's an ugly 2. You only have to win 40% of the time because you make more money going for that 2 to 1. One's not better than the other. You just gotta understand what you're doing. I go for 1 to 1. That's why when I wait for this leg, it's a 1 to 1 trade because now I'm trading with the trend. This is still a reversal because we're above the EMA. We've had a rally, and we're above the higher time frame. Sitting in some red. Get a bear leg down with enough momentum. 32, 33, 34. Leg 1, pull back. Leg 2. I took a short right here. I got filled right here on 36, and then I scalped out right around here. I went for 2 to 1 because I thought there was enough momentum. I thought the trading range context was good. I gotta switch the screen real quick. I want you guys to see this. Once it touches this band here, it's gonna exit me out of the trade. If it touches the band. So Bulls have had 3 legs up, leg 1, pull back leg 2, pull back leg 3, pull back leg 4. It's climactic. This line has to go to this line, and that's my target. My stop loss is up here, but the trading system doesn't put it in, it'll just exit. That's why you guys can't see the take profit. The take profit, that's actually interesting. It might be down here or down here. Again, this is a new system, so I'm trying to figure out how it's thinking. I told the take profit to follow this, but I also told the take profit to go for 1-to-1. So we'll see if it decides to follow this or go for 1-to-1. Or I get stopped out and it reverses. So good breakout, 37, 38, 39, 40. Now we got a gap on support. I like this gap here because it's breaking below the EMA. It's catching all these bulls out to the left. Bad follow through 41, but again, we've had 1, 2, 3, 4 bear bars in a row, and then we have a bad close 41. So it's not the worst thing, 4 bear bars in a row. After 3 bars in a row, expect the pullback. The chances for a pullback significantly go up. 42, small bar. It's an inside bar. If you're short here, I think it's okay to get out. If you're holding short here, you're risking for a rally, a deep pullback, because 42 stopped right above bar 9's high. And the last time the market was around bar 9, look at bar 11, look at bar 14. It led to 2 rallies. So there's the layer of support right here. And look, there was a bounce. There's a tradable bounce. That's what makes it a broad bear channel, because bulls are making money in a bear channel. New lows are being made, but bulls are also making money. 43, bull bar. 44, bull bar. 45, bull bar. Creates a gap here. So this leg down closed these gaps and trading range behavior. Now bulls are going to go close this bear gap, and they get the close with the rally up, testing the 39 low. You could have had a limit order below 39 and caught the whole leg down. I think that's a pretty good trade too. 51, bad follow through above the EMA. With this much selling pressure, I think it's okay to look for at least a retest. There was a question here that was asked in the Discord, and it was, do you think that the bears are going to go lower, or are you more bearish? It was pretty much the question. I said I didn't want to say I'm more bearish, but the way I answered it was, I think bears are going to at least get to the lower third of this sell-off. So if we broke this sell-off into 3s, I guess that's right here, here, and here. I answered, I think bears are going to get here before they get here. Because this was the trade I averaged in at. I sold half of this right here, or on NASDAQ it was a little bit lower, so I was farther away from the EMA. So I sold half here, looking for a retest here. But then it kept rallying, so I just sold more at the EMA and then got out for a few points. I actually made about $100 on that trade because I thought the bear pressure would get down to here, and it did. Ended up breaking out 54, 53, 54, 55. That's a bear gap. So now bear's job is to close this gap to let us know we're in a trading range, and they get that close, low close 55, 56, 57. I can't remember. I didn't trade this leg. That's where I stopped trading. I took this leg and I took this leg, and then I was done for the day. So I had one winner, one loser, and then a winner. Finished the day up about $450. Not bad on a prop firm account on Tradeify. I'm using Apex for the automated system because their rules are a little more loose when it comes to scalping. Tradeify has some weird rules, like you got to be in a trade for X amount of time and blah, 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 blah. So just to stay safe, I'm using Apex. Bar 58 sells off and then rallies, bad close, suspicious close, because it's a leg down, but then there's more bullish pressure on 58, and there's enough momentum to get a pullback into the EMA. Bar 59 and 60s follow through, creating a gap. It's a bull gap. This is kind of what the gap indicator is going to look like, but I won't have to do it manually. It'll be just automatic. Rally into the EMA, and it starts to sell off again for a climactic leg down. I want to measure these legs and see if leg 3 is the biggest leg. The spike starts at the high of 62. So it is bigger than the second leg. We can kind of see that. And it's just barely bigger than the first leg. So that's another reason it could be climactic. Third leg, and it's the biggest leg, but not by much, but it is the biggest leg. So We also know it could be climactic because it has the biggest gaps within the trend. So if this is the bear trend, here, here, and here, here's the biggest gap in the third leg, in the biggest leg, letting us know that this trend could be coming to an end. Bar 69, big bear bar closing on slow. Bar 70, big bear bar closing on slow. Has a small tail. More bears are taking profits down here. Rallies for a small second leg, but the 71. So leg 1, pull back, leg 2 is what I was counting. Second leg here, 71, doesn't make a new low. It's an inside bar. I think it's well okay to get out shorts because we're coming up to that bar 72. Bar 72 is more random price action. I generally don't trade the first 30 minutes. I say that, but I took a scalp because there's enough momentum. I generally don't trade the first 30 minutes. I don't trade the last 30 minutes. There's a time frame for good leg 2s. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I think it starts at like 7:10 to like 9:30 a.m. PST, and then nothing in the middle, and then back at the end of the day. That's a rough guesstimate. I can't really remember what the actual numbers were. Just checking on these trades. Okay, so I'm underwater here. Still just a few bucks. And I'm in profits on this trade. This is a sim account, and then I'm trading a live account on the long live. What I'm looking for is a quick scalp out, and then I can take the scalp long, but we'll see what happens. I'm not going to touch the system. It's going to run itself for about 100 to 300 trades. This is an overnight system. I'm working on it. As soon as I finish this video and upload it, I'm going to get cracking on a RTH system. The RTH system was working today, but for some reason the stop losses were inconsistent. So I had to go back and check why was this trade had a good stop loss. This trade had like a 3-hour stop loss. So we'll see. The automatic system is up 40 bucks. So that's pretty cool. Simulated funds. Guys, if you guys want to learn how to do this, hit the follow button. If you stayed this long, I know you're interested in price action. Join the Discord. Thank you for tuning in. If you learned something, share the show. Don't be a hoe. I'll talk to you all tomorrow. It's Friday. Looking forward to trading. Have a good night. Be smart. Eat well. Rest well. Watch something funny. Let me know what you guys watch. Have a good one, everyone. Thank you for your time. Bye.